Good evening, Yahweh's Nitwit here. What have I been doing? Well, I'm working on a summer top that has taken me almost all summer to do. So hopefully my Mother's Day gift to myself will be done by the time my birthday gets here. So I got this yarn for Mother's Day, Jubilee yarn ombre blast. It's let's see, Shadow Throne, and it's 60% cotton, 40% acrylic, although I think they're lying. I think it's like basically all cotton and probably cotton threads, because whenever it splits, which it does a lot, it just looks like a bunch of threads, really. That's two right there. That's two threads right there. So anyway, beautiful colors, beautiful colors. I originally, and I got two skeins, I wanted to make just a bunch of toe socks, you know, the toes being different colors, but matching the heel and so on. I have made tube socks, tabby socks, and some toe slippers, which didn't last long. They were acrylic yarn, and they just didn't hold up, so I never made any more of those. But I love wearing toe socks, and not the tube socks, but the, sporty kind, the no-show socks like that. And I found a video. I don't want to even say the name of it because I might get it wrong, but I will try to put it in the description. I'd never made socks for myself, and every, what do you call that? The brim on a sock? I don't know what you call it, but I didn't want it to look like that. I wanted it to look like socks you can buy in the store, right? And lo and behold, I found this video of exactly what I wanted, minus the toes, which is okay because I know how to do the toes on the loom. But, and I also wanted to use this, and she was using this Flexi Bitty loom. So it's the Bitty Flexi loom. I think it's KB Bitty Flexi loom. And I have the chunky, skinny, and this one. And I was like, this couldn't get more perfect, right? Well, it called for 58 pegs, and with this particular yarn, it was too big. So I had to frog it, and I went down to 54 pegs, thinking that would be enough, and it was too big, and I gave up on it. I was like, okay, this yarn is just, obviously it's not the right yarn, or I'm just gonna have to go smaller. And the problem with that is every time I've used yarn to make toes, and I thought I was going big enough for the toes, they always were too tight. So I wasn't sure how that was going to work out. So I said, well, I will try doing a summer top. And I messed up a few times, so more cuts and everything. And I decided to do a striped, well, actually, because messing up and everything, I said, well, I had to put some more thought into it. I'm like, well, what do I want? And I said, well, I want something that I can wear front and back. So if I wore, say, this on the front, I could also wear it in the back. And so right now I have, well, let me just discuss this first. I don't think I have all the links on this, but the Bitty comes with 148 pegs. And with these particular stitches, not the knit stitch, but Deborah Shaw's Owl Eye and knots and lace stitch, I can get 34 inches instead of the 22 inches that the box states that it can get. So I'm able to do 148, all 148, and underneath the breast will fit completely around me. Now, I'm not the skinny twig that I used to be, so one of these, I cannot go all the way around, so there's no seaming. Yes, since I don't have two sets of these, I have to make panels. Now, if you had 2 sets and you wanted to make a shirt and not have any seams, you could do that if you're as big as I am. And then just for the chest for myself, I still need, more than 148 pegs. Not much, but a couple more inches. So, but it's the hip part that, I got my mom's hips. So, yeah, nice. Anyway, I had to go bigger, so I had to do panels. And on one side, I am doing, so here is the band. And on one side, you got the stripes. And on top, so up here, that's going to be attached to here, will be solid. It'll be purple and it'll be solid. On the other side, I already have the other side, or half of the other side. And that is going to be purple on the bottom. And on the other side is going to be blue. So it's going to be this blue. And the top on that side will be stripes. So you got a solid on top for one side and stripes on the other side. So that should be fun. I'm going to have buttons on the side that has this panel and the purple panel. And stop that. What else? So far, after all the mistakes, and I do have a happy mistake, but I'll show that when I'm done with the shirt. And my daughter, she'll get to see the shirt when it's done first, before I show it to anyone else. But it'll have buttons of some sort. And what else? Oh, about this particular loom. Okay, so on the top, as you can see, on the bottom, it's going to be lacy, right? But on the top, I don't want it to be see-through at all. And I thought, well, I could double knit, but not so with this. Why? Because it wants to cave in on you and you can't pull it through. And it really doesn't matter if you knit loose, because if you do, it will fall off. And it's just not useful that way. Also with this particular one, and I don't know if it's just mine. Now, I got this loom 2 years ago, and so it was not the first production. The first production, I don't know, but the pegs may have been stronger, more sturdy, because let's see here. You see these 2 pegs, and it's more than these, trust me. You see how light they are right there? They are weak. I think I used a different yarn when I first got it, and it might have been too tight or something, and I was pulling it over, and it kind of just flexed it. And so I have a lot of these. Let me see. Here's one. Let's see. Let's see. Let me put my peg there. So, yeah, there, but it's weak right there. And so that's the other thing that I don't like. So there's 2 things I don't like about this loom. But other than that, I love using them because they're very flexible. You can take them anywhere, make them any size you want, and you can, do several. So if, like, say you were doing a large comforter or something, and you got several of these looms, you could attach them to each other, and you wouldn't have to do different panels. So that's that's great for me when I'm doing something like that. But okay, so I talked about the pattern a little bit, I think. Yes. And I'm going to try, because I'm not an expert at any of this, I'm going to try to leave Deborah Shaw's YouTube in the description, or maybe I'll just put it in the video itself. I haven't watched all of her videos, and she has a lot of stitch videos, but I haven't watched them, okay? I only have watched the ones that I thought would be useful to me. Not very many, like I said, because I like the lacy looks, except for if I don't want to see through it, then I usually will use the knit stitch. And everybody should know how to do the true knit, or the U-wrap or the E-wrap when you're looming. Very common, and those are the basics. But after I'm done with this, I'm just going to try to come up with my own stitches, and we'll see how that goes. I'm sure they've all been done, But how am I going to know when YouTube and Google, they only show me the same 3 to 4 channels all the time? And there's billions of people in the world. I know that there's not just 3 or 4 people doing loom knitting, you know what I mean? But yet that's all they keep showing me. So I'm going to have to come up with some stitches that I like, and I'm going to get to call them whatever I like. So now I don't know if I addressed this. So when I show you Deborah Shaw's channel, she has a bunch of owl eye stitch videos, and I don't know if she has more than one knots and lace video. It might just be that one. I have no idea. But her owl eye stitch, you know, going from the first peg to the last, she knits everything, you know, she gives everything 2 knits except for the first and the last peg. And I always, whether I'm going this way or coming back, each peg gets 2 stitches. So when I end here, it's getting 2 stitches. When I start my new row, that one again is getting 2 stitches. And what it does, it gives you these little knots. They look like little picots. I don't know if you can see. You see that? Sometimes they get a little stretched out, but you get these like little knots / picots. So I like that. Now, of course, when they get seamed together, you're not going to see them. So it really doesn't matter. But that's the difference. That's what I do versus what she does. But she has a lot of stitch videos, hats, cowls, blankets, that, you know, you might find something that you would enjoy making. But anyway, now, so let's see. I think since Mother's Day, because that's when I broke my toe, it did get better. And then I hurt it again last night. So I don't know. I need to lose some weight, guys. This and not being able to do stuff really makes me mad. So just pray that this foot heals and I can get going again. So since Mother's Day, because of that, I have been wanting to do maybe a live YouTube Saturday chit chat, or just load videos up on Saturdays of, you know, what's been going on. And it's not necessarily going to be about loom knitting. It's basically what's going on in the world and how we are going to have to process all of that and get through it. What you guys think, because if you're there to join me, put your 2 cents in. You know, what are you thinking about these things that's going on? And, you know, we can discuss that. All right, well, I want to say that I love you all, and God bless every one of you around the world. If anyone out there, no matter what country you are, I'm praying for all of you, all of God's children. All right, I will talk to you guys later. God bless. Bye.